got you that time. Guys, video ain't over just yet.
Dang. Y'all don't ever see me without a hat on, do you? Well, you do today. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Michael Knapp Fishing. As you can see, we're in the fishing room today. Just for a real quick intro, and then we're going to take it out on the water. Today, we are doing another reel review of the Shimano SLX DC. You know, they released these last year. I think it was last year, and I've really wanted to get a hold of one. I really enjoy the Curado DC, so I wanted to get a hold of one of these because it comes in at a lower price point, $60 cheaper. So I wanted to give this a shot. So just real quick, we're going to go over a few of the basics real quick. I ordered it in a 6:3 gear ratio because that's just the gear ratio that I like. We have 12 pounds of drag on it. That's pretty much standard for Shimano. They don't ever get really high, any higher than that. The reel weighs in at 7.6 ounces, relatively light reel. I really enjoy that. It's a 4-to-1 or 4+1 bearing. The Curado is, let's just see here. Let's just compare real quick. The Curado is a 6+1. So, you know, a little bit, probably going to be a little bit smoother, but we're still, you know, we're going to compare the two. And then this one, because it is a 6:3 26 inches per turn is what it takes up line-wise. As far as the fluorocarbon goes, 10 pound, 120 yards, 12 pound, 110 yards, 14 pound, 90 yards. The Power Pro braid, 20 pound, has 150 yards, 30 pound, 135 yards, 40 pound, 105 yards. There it is for you guys, if you don't believe me. If you guys just want to see it for yourself. So those are kind of the specs on it. We all know what the DC is. We all know what the DC does. We all know why we purchased the DC, for that nice little, whatever the sound is. Maybe I'll play the sound over that pitiful attempt of a noise. But so that, you know, that's why we buy these reels, because, you know, they're technologically advanced. It helps with the casting. It helps with the backlashes and everything. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to test out the SLX, kind of compare it to my Curado, and then maybe I'll do another video of my Curado and kind of give it a little more in-depth comparison. But let's get out on the water with the SLX DC.
All right, guys, so I have moved you down to my chest piece, and we have got the new Shimano SLX DC. Same, I'm going to do all of my review videos the same way. It's going to be on 7'3" medium heavy hollow point rod, and I'm going to throw some kind of a flipping bait around with it so that we can actually cast it, flip it. We can kind of do a little bit of everything with it and really show it off. So same deal as my last reel review video. We are going to run it non-stop, no edits, no nothing. We're going to let you really see exactly what I think of this reel. So just as a beginning side note, if you have never thrown a Shimano SLX DC or any Shimano DC reel of any kind, it does have gear settings on the side of it here that controls the computer system inside of it. So setting number 1 is wide open. Number 2 is braid, I believe. Number 3 is fluorocarbon, and number 4 is your strongest setting, and I think they recommend that for like skipping docks and stuff. So those are your 4 settings. I have mine set on setting number 3 right now for fluorocarbon, because that is obviously what we're flipping with, and it'd be nice if we could catch something on this reel and really show it off, wouldn't it? We're out on Cherokee Lake for this reel review. First initial thoughts about it, it's very sleek. Of course, as you can hear, it's got the the whine, the computer chip whine that everybody loves. I think the only DC that didn't do that was the Scorpion, and everybody was so irked about that that they went right back to it. So I'm comparing this to my Shimano Curado DC, because I bought the Curado DC maybe a year or two ago. Really fell in love with it. I have 2 of those now. But I wanted to try out the SLX DC to see, you know, kind of comparable, because this is $70 cheaper, I think. No, $60. Yeah, $60 cheaper. The Curado is $249.99. I believe these are $189.99. So you know, it's a $60 difference. So we're kind of comparing the price points here. Do I really notice anything different between the two? You know, right off the bat, first thing, obviously the appearance of it. This is flat black compared to the beautiful chrome that Shimano's so well known for, and I love the chrome. But you have to ask yourself, is it worth $60 to you? So, and then obviously performance-wise, we're getting into that right now. But first impressions, performance-wise, I really don't notice much of a difference. You know, it casts really nicely. It feels nice in my hand. It does have kind of the, I guess they call these power grips. They're very sticky. They don't slip out of your hand. I don't think they slip out of your hand when wet either. But anyway, like I said, it's an all-around nice reel so far. I'm really gonna put this thing through the ringer here in a minute, and I'm gonna see if, obviously, you know, everybody talks about how the DCs are idiot-proof. You can't backlash them, all this stuff. Well, I'm the first one to tell you, boys and girls, you definitely can backlash these. I've done it numerous times. I thought it would be easier for me to teach my brother how to fish a bait caster on a DC reel. Nah, he backlashed that joker, oh my gosh, so many times. I hope he watches this and gets a good laugh out of that. But yeah, so it's not it's not idiot proof like a lot of people think, but it does assist a lot. The braking is a big deal. And I'll be honest, the big reason why I buy these DCs, the Curado and now the SLX, is I use them for smaller, lighter baits. I don't flip with DC model reels. Yes, I'm doing it for this video because, well, I really, because I wanted to stay consistent with the rod. I don't want to be that person that gives you all reel reviews, but every time there's something different rod, different line, different, you know, like going from fluorocarbon to braid. I want everything to be the same every time. So that's kind of the goal we're going to do every time. We're going to stay with the 7'3" medium heavy, unless, of course, when we start talking about cranking reels, then obviously, you know, we'll go to a cranking rod, but we're not talking about cranking reels. So this is just my all-around rod. It's 7'3" medium heavy. I'm still using 17-pound fluorocarbon. I thought that was a bite. And then the bait it's the same bait, same hook, but I think I think last time I used a 1/2 ounce. I'm using a 3/8 this time. But you know, whatever, you get the idea. Still throwing a Texas rig with it just to keep everything kind of the same. That's a fish. No, it's not. Just kidding. No, that's a fish. Oh. It's playing with the tails. Probably a bluegill. Had a lot of bluegill nibbles today. With it being as hot as it is out, I haven't seen very many bass shallow. But, you know, bass live shallow year round, guys. So that's why I'm still fishing shallow, because you'll always have some shallow, and I prefer to fish shallow, to be honest. And this way I'm able to show off the reel a little bit more with its capabilities and all that jazz. So we're just gonna continue to flip around. I'm not really sure what that was. I saw it, but I'm not sure what it was. So as you guys see, I'm not having any issues out of it. It's very smooth. You know, it's what you expect out of a Shimano. I mean, let's just be completely honest. That's what we expect out of a Shimano. Something that is very light, smooth, drag. You know, that's one thing that I'm always very hard on people about, is the drag. Oh, you see, that was oh shoot. Well, you still got to keep your thumb on it, obviously. I'm always very hard on companies about their drag, because I like a lot of drag, and Shimano, that isn't their, you know, that isn't their deal. They don't have a lot of drag, but I think this has like 12 pounds of drag, which is, you know, it's more than enough. Obviously you're not going to get like that, like the 13 that I reviewed last time. You're not going to get 22 pounds of drag out of a lot of reels, and that's just kind of how it is. You know, there's nothing you can do about it. Oh, side note, this is the 6.3 to 1. You know, it comes in, oh gosh, I shouldn't have even said anything, because now I can't remember what sizes they come in. But anyway, this is the 6.3 to 1, and like I said, I bought this for smaller stuff. It'll probably end up being used for a spinnerbait or a square bill or something like that, something a little lighter, that the DC components really come in handy. You know, one of the big things with the DC that helps with a spinnerbait is when you're throwing in the wind. A lot of the time those blades catch the wind, and it's very difficult to get a good cast out of it, and you backlash a lot and whatnot. At least I do. So the DC really helps with that quite a bit, controlling that line to make sure that you don't get it too unbearable when throwing a spinnerbait into the wind. Yeah, I would really like to catch one for y'all on camera while reviewing this reel. That would just be great, wouldn't it? Especially considering I've lost 3 fish today, and it is just, it's not been a good day, y'all, to say the least. So, you know, the cool thing about the reel, it does have the blue accents on it that a lot of people like. This is the left-handed model, obviously. You all know by now I am a lefty. You know, and I'll be completely honest, guys, I don't really know a whole lot about the SLX line. I didn't have the SLX, I think they were called the XTs, maybe. I can't remember what they were called now, but they were non-DC. I usually only get DC models. You know, I have a Shimano Bantam. Obviously, they didn't make DCs in that, and I own that one. But anyway, I forgot what I was talking about. I'm trying to sell a refrigerator, and somebody keeps messaging me about it. All right, so we're gonna get a few bomb casts here with it, and just kind of let you see it. So, you know, 30 yards, maybe. Not bad. No backlash to it. Sounds very clean. Obviously, everybody loves that, whatever you want to call it, squeal, whistle, the brakes working. Everybody loves that sound. And if you don't, then, well, sorry. Because a lot of us love it. But I do know some people don't like it, so it's not for everybody. But you know, it's just proven that the brakes work. The brakes make a difference. It's a proven fact that. Ooh, I got that one a little bit. Yep, I got that one just a hair. Like I said, guys, it's possible. I think that was mostly my fault, but, well, let me rephrase that. I don't think that was mostly my fault. because you know it's not going to be able to catch every single little change. I mean, yes, the computer is good for 1/1000th of a second or whatever, but still, you still have to play your role, and you still have to do what you're supposed to do as an angler, and thumb the line and really keep it under control. So we're gonna do it a little differently this time. I'm gonna continue to fish through this real quick, and I'll give you all my final thoughts on it. All right, so overall, I'm gonna give this reel I'm gonna give this reel an 8 out of 10. It's a little on the bigger side than what you're kind of used to from Shimano. Well, I guess not from Shimano, but in general, when you palm it, it's a little bit on the big side. Mechanically, 10 out of 10. Mechanically, it's an absolute perfect reel, smooth. It will backlash every now and then, guys. You know, we're not here reviewing the DC components of it, because you know the argument will be made from everybody. Well, the DC, you're not supposed to be able to backlash it, yada yada. Well, no, that's not true. It backlashes. It happens. You all saw me do it. So we're not even gonna get into that. The DC works as it should, as most DC reels do. Now, you can see it is castable. It casts very nicely. You do have your reel settings over here, and like I said, you can turn it to setting number 4, and you're supposed to be able to skip docks with it. You don't feel the reel. It's very smooth, very buttery smooth, as I like to say. I haven't tried skipping it yet. Here, let's try skipping it real quick. You know, maybe if I were paying a little more attention and skipped it better than that. Let's try one more time. Oh, nope. Come on now. Like I told you guys in the last video, like I don't skip with this long of a rod. So it's a little difficult for me to skip, but I'm actually gonna fish this one out because there's a log right here that, like I said, I would love to be able to catch one for you guys during this reel review and just kind of solidify it. And there, check my drag. I have a really bad habit of getting a reel right out of the box and not adjusting drag at all. And that first hook set, it just slips. I got a really bad habit of that. So as far as flipping and pitching goes, very nice reel. I enjoy it very much. Like I said, it's a little bit bigger in your hand than, say, the Curado. But at the price point of $189.99, now obviously you're going to be able to find some sales on it and stuff, but retail is $189.99, $60 cheaper than the Curado. You know, as long as you're cool with, you know, the looks of it, the black and blue, which, you know, it's a very nice looking reel. I don't see much of a difference in them. I think the Curado is just a hair lighter. Mechanically wise, you know, we went over that at the beginning of the video, all the mechanical stuff in it, and I'm not going to go over it again, mostly because I don't remember it. Because, like I said, guys, it's been a long day, and I don't really remember what we talked about and all the mechanical stuff about it at the beginning of the video. So, I already went over all that with you guys. But, like I said, it's an overall really enjoyable reel. Wow, that's embarrassing, ain't it? Overall, it's a great reel. It does the job that it's supposed to do. The DC components on it are wonderful. Very sleek reel, very nice reel. Like I said, it's a little bit bigger than what we're used to, but it's really still very nice. It's pretty comfortable in your hand. It's not as comfortable as the Curado to me in the hand, because the Curado is a little bit smaller, and the way I hold my reels puts a lot of pressure right there on my hand. But you know, not everybody you know, I don't know very many people that do it the way I do, the way I fish that. So that hook wasn't even penetrated. Well, it did a little bit. My gosh. Doesn't that just blow your mind how something's so weedless and yet it still gets hung up so easily? So we're gonna just try and see if we can't pull something out real quick, like, for you guys. Just flipping around in here. That's where all of my bites have come today, is in the trees and whatnot. And I'm just gonna, oh gosh. So that is one thing that you got to be careful with this thing. The button engages really easily. And I don't know if everybody does this, but I know I do it a lot. I do it all the time. After I flip something, I engage it and pull back on it to kind of let some more line out. And if you don't have your thumb on that spool, it will go 90 to nothing. It's a very fast spool. So just like, see, like that right there, that's what I'm talking about. So just make sure that you keep an eye on that, because it's a very sensitive button, which, you know, I like. There's really not, you know, a whole lot that I don't like about this reel. You know, and everybody's gonna go, well, why didn't you give it a 10 out of 10 then? Well, because, I mean, there are some things that I would change on it, that's all. It could be a hair smaller. I'll put my hood up, I'm getting sunburnt. It could be a hair smaller on my hand, the way I hold it. But for a lot of people, you know, not a lot of people hold it this way, I'm assuming. So it doesn't really bother a whole heck of a lot of people. Dang on it, come on now. I guess that's really the only complaint that I have on it. You know, it's a really nice reel. It throws well. It pitches, flips well. Obviously I haven't skipped it because my skipping skills suck with this big old rod. You know, if it were on my 7-foot rod, then that'd be a, you know, totally different story. But it does the job. I like it a lot. So all right guys, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up this video. Actually, I'm going to fish that little lay down right there for you guys while I wrap up this video. How about that? Because if I can catch something for y'all, that would just be great. All right guys, so if you guys like this video, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, leave me a comment down in the comment section below. Let me know what you like, what you didn't like. Let me know what you think of this reel. If you fished this reel, let me know. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Why do you or why do you not? That's a fish. There he was too. He's got my bait in his mouth. I saw him. I hope you guys could see that on camera. That would really make my day if you could, because that was a fish, and I told y'all I was going to do that for you. Anyway, guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Go down there in the comment section and tell me how bad I suck for missing that fish, because I agree, I suck for missing that fish. Alright guys, I appreciate it. Take care, y'all. If you see me out on the water, come out here, say hi, and we'll talk a little fishing. Take care, guys. Got you that time. Guys, video ain't over just yet. Told you there was one in there. Yeah, told you there was one in there. Whew. How's that? All right, stop it before you bite me, before you hook me. Oh, I got him in the tongue. Well, we'll have to hurry up and get him fixed up and get him out of here. It's the same greedy one that ate my brush hog, I'd be willing to bet. There we go. Yeah, purty fish right there, y'all. Quite a purty fish. All right, y'all, we're gonna put him back in there.